Hello and welcome to FedBiz 5. I'm Sam Fields. If you've been in government contracting for more than 5 minutes, you've heard the advice, just team with a prime. And yes, teaming can be a growth cheat code. It can get you into a new agency, strengthen your proposal, and help you compete for contracts that are too big to chase alone. But there's a sharp edge most people don't talk about. Teaming done wrong can trigger affiliation risk, and affiliation is not a paperwork problem. It can knock you out of a set-aside competition entirely. So today, we're going to talk about how to team without trouble, how to partner with primes without accidentally looking like you're controlled, unusually reliant, or just a pass-through. Let's define the problem in plain English. SBA affiliation is basically this. If SBA thinks another company controls you, has the power to control you, or you're so tied together that you're not truly independent, SBA can treat you as one combined entity for size purposes. And control doesn't have to be obvious. It doesn't even have to be exercised. The power to control can be enough. That's the part that surprises contractors. You can have a contract that says small business is prime and still create a relationship where a size protest exposes that the subcontractor is really driving the work, driving the customer relationship, and driving the proposal. If SBA finds affiliation, they can combine revenues or employees, and suddenly your small company isn't small for that procurement. Now, the twist is, teaming itself is not suspicious. In fact, the FAR explicitly recognizes contractor-team arrangements. You generally see them in two forms. 1. Companies form a partnership or joint venture to act as a potential prime contractor. Or 2. A potential prime agrees with other companies to act as subcontractors for a specific contract. So the government wants teams. SBA just wants to make sure your team doesn't turn into a shell game. Now let's talk about the #1 affiliation trap for small business primes. It's called the ostensible subcontractor problem. Here's what that means in normal words. If your subcontractor performs the primary and vital requirements of the contract, or you're unusually reliant on them to perform it, SBA may treat that relationship as an affiliation for that procurement. This is where good teaming goes bad. Because a lot of small primes build a proposal like this, the large partner is the incumbent. They bring the key personnel. They own the how. They write big parts of the technical approach. They do most of the complex work. And the small business manages and oversees. On paper, that might look compliant. In a size protest, it can look like the small business is a wrapper, and the subcontractor is the real engine of performance. So here's the first practical principle. If you're the small business prime, you need to look like the prime in real life, not just on the cover page. That means real control, real customer interface, real management authority, and meaningful performance tied to the purpose of the contract. Now let's get specific about the patterns that raise red flags. First pattern, the subcontractor does the primary and vital work. If the mission-critical pieces of the requirement are mostly being performed by the subcontractor, especially a subcontractor that is not similarly situated, that's a classic ostensible subcontractor risk. Second pattern, you're unusually reliant. This is the one people underestimate. Unusual reliance can show up through a bundle of facts, like the subcontractor being the ineligible incumbent, providing most key personnel, controlling proposal prep, or being the reason you're credible at all. You don't need to panic if one of these is true, but if several are true, the risk picture changes. Third pattern, the relationship blurs independence. Shared management, shared decision-making authority, shared back-office control, or anything that looks like another company can block your normal business decisions can create control concerns. And fourth pattern, economic dependence. If one partner is essentially your entire revenue stream, or you rely on them for bonding, equipment, financing, staffing, or pipeline, SBA may question whether you're truly independent. Now, a lot of contractors hear work share and think this is just a percentage game. It's not. Yes, you do have to comply with limitations on subcontracting, and there are clear rules on how much you can pay to firms that are not similarly situated, depending on whether the contract is for services, supplies, or construction. But meeting a percentage rule does not automatically eliminate ostensible subcontractor risk, because SBA looks at substance. Who is managing the contract? Who is providing the program manager? Who is interfacing with the government? Who is staffing the critical roles? Who owns the approach? Who controls performance decisions? That's why a small business doing administrative oversight while the big partner does the real mission work is still risky, even if the spreadsheet looks clean. Now, let's talk about the safest structured path when you want a team with a large or more experienced company. That is the SBA Mentor Protege program, when it truly fits. The big advantage is that if you have an SBA-approved Mentor Protege agreement and you form a joint venture properly, that joint venture can qualify for an exclusion from affiliation. But approval has to happen before you submit an offer as a joint venture. And SBA expects the protege to perform meaningful work and gain real experience under the joint venture structure. The mentor-protege path is powerful, but it's not a shortcut for a pass-through. It has to be a real development relationship. Now, let's bring this down to the "what do I do on Monday morning" level. Before you sign a teaming agreement, slow down and run a few practical checks. First check: can you clearly explain why you are the prime? If the only honest answer is because the contract is set aside for our status, that's not enough. You should be able to explain your technical role, management role, customer-facing role, and performance responsibility. Second check: are you performing primary and vital work? Read the statement of work and identify the core purpose. Then map your company's tasks directly to that purpose. If your tasks sound like oversight while your subcontractor does everything mission critical, that's a problem waiting to happen. Third check: who controls the customer relationship? The small business prime should not disappear after award. Subcontractors can support meetings, but the prime needs to be the primary interface and decision maker. Fourth check: who provides key personnel? If the subcontractor provides all key leadership roles, like program manager and technical lead, you're increasing unusual reliance risk. Where possible, the small business should provide meaningful leadership. Fifth check: does the agreement make control clear? Your teaming and subcontract language should make it obvious that the prime controls communications, staffing approvals, performance oversight, and final decisions. And sixth check: are you accidentally becoming dependent? A strong partner is good. A partner you can't function without is risky. Your long-term goal should be building capacity, not building reliance. Now, let's end with the real mindset shift. The best teaming arrangements do more than help you chase one contract. They help you become a stronger prime over time. They build past performance. They build systems. They build agency familiarity. They build delivery confidence. If a teaming relationship leaves you weaker, more dependent, or less in control than you started, it's not a growth strategy. It's a risk. And if you take nothing else from this episode, take this. When you're the small business prime, you have to look like the prime, act like the prime, and perform like the prime. That's how you team without trouble. Now, if you want help identifying teaming and subcontracting partners that truly fit your capabilities and goals, FedBiz Access can help. And if you want a faster way to find relevant prime opportunities, spot incumbents and recompetes, and identify the right buyers and teaming paths, that's where FedBiz 365 comes in. If you want to see it in action, call us for a free demo. Thanks for listening to FedBiz 5. And until next time, stay proactive, stay compliant, and keep winning in government contracting.